to find her best return game, no doubt about it, because she's facing the queen of the aces column this year on the WTA, Elena Rybakina.
To serve.
Three-time champion this year. Two other finals for Rybakina in a year that's been punctuated by injury and illness.
15 long.
Well,
add another one.
she's in a groove. And that wasn't a big serve. It was all about the placement and the slice on the ball. That was ace number 326 of the season. Oh, wow.
15 on.
That balances things out. Again, that wide serve from the juice court is clearly going to be a profitable one.
Yeah, it has so much to do with not just her height, but the way that she tosses it up there, and then she gets so much rotation with the slice, that grip. Phenomenal technique there.
That's young.
Wow. Well, a little bit of everything in the early stages here. And incidentally, Destanee Aiava, she won't be used to facing serving of this quality. You've just got to be patient, haven't you? Because so many times you're going to walk from side to side and not make a return.
Right, right.
Rybakina.
Well, at least a little bit of rhythm in the rally for Aiava there, but Rybakina managing to hold on to a change of schedule, a walkover in Dubai to Paolini. So it's been an issue for her, to say the very least, this year.
15 long.
Yeah, there are just so many things that players have to contest with week in and week out, and I can probably almost guarantee you that 100% of these players, there's something that probably doesn't feel 100% right in the body. And there's also a lot of pressure. I mean, she's seeded number 4. I mean, she's semi-finaled in Wimbledon. She's a Grand Slam champion. There's target on her back. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be gunning for her, and that's a lot of pressure that you have to deal with week in and week out.
40 long.
Well, Aiava putting together a very nice opening service game here.
I really doubt we're going to see a lot of long rallies today.
Don't think we're going to have a 20-shot rally?
I'd be very, very surprised if we see a rally longer than 10 balls, to be honest.
T15.
Well, it was acute bronchitis that kept Elena Rybakina out of the Olympic Games. Unfortunately, a late withdrawal. That had been a big focus for her this year, so she was devastated to miss there.
Game, Aiava.
Destanee Aiava just laying down a little marker as well.
1 game all, first 10.
Lots of first serves landing there, Irina.
Yeah, once again, there's not a lot that can go wrong with her serve. It's got a very compact motion. There's not a lot of moving parts to it, and just allows her to have that percentage way up. And I noticed that in the qualifying too. She had above 60%, I believe, in all 3 of her matches. So serving exceptionally well.
Nice change up there, just the shorter angle with the forehand, which just caught Rybakina by surprise.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing she's going to have to really hone in is attack the movement. When you see a player that hasn't been playing that much, you want to see where they're at in terms of movement.
Well, nothing you can do about that. It's that good.
15-all.
Yeah, when you look at Rybakina's game, the technique is so flawless. Her balance is incredible. I love watching her play. There's not much that can go wrong with her on either swing. And serve.
15.
She's just able to generate effortless power with the timing, isn't she?
Yes. Her body control is very good. She always lands on that left foot, getting inside the baseline.
And she's going to love the pace coming off the Aiava racket today, isn't she?
Oh, yes.
Rybakina.
And the first serve in terms of its
Rybakina leads 2
regularity of
games to 1 first
appearance.
set.
Just starting to warm up a little bit there for Elena Rybakina. No scares for either. Now it's time to roll up sleeves and just stay on the shoulder of the world number 4 if she can. It's a little moral victory.
15-love.
That might have been on the cusp of 10 balls.
It might.
Well,
no longer Stefano Vukov in the coaching box for Elena Rybakina. They split after 5 years together in the last month. Five very successful years.
That's 15.
That can also have a huge tax on your game as well, and your mental, stability. Having someone that was there for you for 5 years, obviously there's going to be ups and downs, but having to go through a breakup almost, it can be quite difficult.
An example of the challenge she faces today. Fantastic length off the Australian racket, but it was met with kind by Rybakina.
Yeah, just makes it look so easy. She counter punches really well and just handles the firepower from other people so well.
The net, which is not an area she's necessarily hugely comfortable at, but with the firepower she has, it's a great dimension to add to her game, isn't it?
I think it's a wonderful dimension. I think it just makes her that much more threatening, because what happens is she doesn't even have to hit that perfect of an approach shot. It's just the pressure that she's creating with her presence coming forward.
Yes.
It's big time.
Good answer there by Aiava.
Well, the first serve, that's her biggest serve of the match so far. The first serve, a little more absent in this fourth game for her, but when the moment came, she answered the call.
Advantage, Rybakina.
2 double faults each. That's her fiancé there on the right-hand side, I think. Corey in the t-shirt and the cap. That was inspired tennis, because Aiava could do no more than ask the question that she did, but Rybakina had the answer.
3-1, first 10.
Yeah, that was incredible firepower there by Elena, and I don't think that she was actually going for that next shot. It didn't look as though.
USOpen.org is the place to go to get all your information about everything going on down here at Flushing Meadows, and don't forget merchandise as well on there. And you can follow it all on the social media platforms you can see there. Hashtag US Open.
$15.
She's growing in confidence all the time. Only 14 minutes on the clock, and they are galloping through this fifth game of the opening set.
$15.
Hasn't been the most profitable slam for her, the US Open. 8 wins here, 6 losses. Only won back-to-back matches here once. That was in 2021, where she beat Caroline Garcia and Alexandra Sasnovich before losing to Simona Halep.
So you have to wonder whether it's the conditions here at the Open that really affect that history here with her matches, because she's done incredible in so many other places, but we've talked about the humidity and the heat that can be produced in New York during this time, and it's almost 86 degrees out there today.
It is hot. Very good tenacity from Aiava. Just hang around in this game and make a nuisance of herself. Might be rewarded for it. Moments where she's been able to attack a ball that's been a fraction shorter, and she hasn't been able to put it away.
Yeah, that's what happens. I feel like when you play someone of the caliber of Rybakina, you just feel like you have to do so much more, when in fact it's trust your game, trust in what's been working, and make her play another ball if it's not the right shot.
3 here
Advantage,
last year,
Rybakina.
Rybakina. Got a helping hand with a walkover from Ayla Tomljanovic in the second round, having beaten Marta Kostyuk in round 1. And lost to Sorana Kostea.
Game,
There's a
Rybakina.
test passed, saves the break point and extends the
Rybakina
lead
leads 4 games to
to a
1
very
first
healthy
set.
3 game.
Fifteen long.
When you're playing and facing a player so much further up the rankings than you, what's your mindset? What are you telling yourself out there? Especially when you're a breakdown in the opening set.
Get it to 30 minutes. Get the set to 30 minutes. You do not want to be off the court in 30 minutes or less. I'll tell you after. I'll tell you the real answer after this. I think the first thing is,
15
hey,
all.
you belong here. Like, you didn't. This wasn't a fluke. You can hang with the best of them. Okay, she's playing phenomenal. Sometimes there's moments even when you play someone that's not necessarily very highly ranked and they start playing out of their minds, and you almost have to just tell yourself, hey, ride the wave.
Yeah.
Just stay in it. And as you know, there could just be so many momentum shifts in a match, and you feel like, oh, I'm going to sneak in here. I watched Iga Swiatek play Rybakina today, and Rybakina had set points in the second set, and you know, she kept it close, but just couldn't finish, and that's what I think the top players make it difficult.
Backhand is just starting to creak a little bit.
15-14.
And that
Body language not good.
Yes, and that tends to be one of her stronger suits, is that backhand wing. She can do so much with it. Very, very nice technique and balance throughout. But I just feel as though she's going for a little bit too much right now. And Elena's not doing a whole ton in those points. I also feel that Elena right now is not giving much of a rhythm to Aiava. And so it's just hard. I think both of them are trying to ease their way into the match, kind of get a feel for things still.
Oh.
Game, Rybakina.
Double break means double trouble. And signs of frustration
Rybakina
from
leads
Aiava. You
5
can
games to
understand
1
it because
first
she's
set.
competed well in the opening 22 minutes, but Elena Rybakina showing all her star quality.
Left first serve. Love 15.
Well, she'll try and spread the play and open the court, won't she? That'll be a tactic today to try and upend the world number 4.
Yeah, I also would like to see her try a couple drop shots maybe and just use the angles and see what happens there. Maybe hit some higher balls. I know that's not necessarily her game style, but sometimes you have to change it up. When game A is not working, you have to go in B and C and see what works.
Love 13.
Yeah, I think that's a great return there for Aiava. You want to target the middle. It doesn't really allow for Elena to have an angle to work with, and it just attacks her, moves her back, gives Aiava a position to be in control for the next point.
15-13.
The backhand is just spinning a few too many errors. That's the problem at the moment.
Just letting that ball get above her shoulder. She either has to move one step forward to get it on the rise or move one step back to give herself time.
Ball 13.
Well, looking at the numbers, 38-36, it's just changed again. First serve percentage for Elena Rybakina. And still in a thoroughly dominant position. That will be the worry for Aiava, who saves a first set point. Brilliantly done.
That's just incredible depth from Rybakina. Just didn't really allow
Advantage
for
to
Destanee
Rybakina.
to be inside the baseline, had her running, and didn't have to do much with the winner. Just chose a huge target, saw that Destanee was not there.
Game and first set.
Elena Rybakina tidies up very nicely.
And
Even
6
though the
games
first
to 1.
serve.
Second set. Aiava to serve. long.
Okay, Irina, you are in the year right now of Destanee Aiava. What are you saying to her?
Make more balls. Because I wouldn't say that Elena's actually playing her greatest tennis either. There's quite a lot of unforced errors. 13 in that first set. So maybe there is a little bit of a chance there. You have to just make the balls, make her play more. And she's been missing a lot, especially off the backhand. That's her money side. That's her biggest strength. And I think when you're missing, you're spraying them a little bit. Hone in your target. Just go deep middle, big targets, even if it just means just smashing the ball just like near the service line. Just gives you a lot of room to work with.
40 long.
Well, she was broken pretty early in the opening set. That was another factor. Wasn't able to start to generate a little bit of scoreboard pressure. She can apply a little here if she keeps her service games ticking along nicely.
$15.
made 4 appearances at the Australian Open in the main draw. Hasn't quite been able to crack the code to get through at Wimbledon. Well, in third round of qualifying there in 2017. It's exquisite.
And that's just too good.
40,
You asked me
30.
earlier about what I would be telling Aiava right now. I think the other thing I would also just be telling her is just slow the game down a little bit, because it is going fast. You know, a set down already half an hour in. This is one of those times where you just want to slow things down. Don't really rush.
Game, Aiava.
Quickest route to the end of the game.
Second set.
Taken. She does have a top 10 win actually under her belt. She beat Arina Sabalenka, no less, in
Power you're going to get, so clearly she knows how to handle the pace. But yeah, I would just continue saying, hey, just make a couple of more balls and keep at it.
15 long.
Well, when your opponent does that a couple times a game, it can be quite difficult. So yeah, 110 down the tee, that's her bread and butter. But so is her out wide.
yeah.
It makes it difficult to have to read it.
$50 long.
There's 3 titles she won this year: Stuttgart, Abu Dhabi and Brisbane, where she beat the aforementioned Sabalenka in the final. Comfortably, as it turned out.
30-15.
There was a lot of that in that match, as I recall.
It's just that 90-degree angle that she gets when she tosses, and on that serve motion, that's just absolute perfection, too.
That's all.
But she plays right on the edge, doesn't she? Doesn't like to bring in the margin much.
That can also be quite difficult for Aiava. You don't really feel like you have a feel for the return either.
No doubt.
30.
As it was always going to be, it's going to be on her racket today, one way or the other.
Game, Rybakina.
This Collins ticking along quite beautifully for her now. 6
1 game all.
in the
second
match.
set.
And more worryingly, if you're Destanee Aiava, that first serve percentage has suddenly practically doubled.
Wow. It can also be difficult too for Aiava right now. You almost feel like you have to stay ahead. You put more pressure on your serve. And what Rybakina is going to do is, I'm sure she's just going to attack that second serve so much.
$15 long.
Aiava beat Gagana, Topalova and Mai Hontama, as well as Anna Konyuk in qualies. She must have felt like things were just falling into place beautifully. Sometimes you get spells like that in your career, don't you, when you just feel like, for whatever reason, it's your time.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely no just direct arrow to the top. So
No.
lots of peaks and valleys.
$30-15.
And it can be the odd match here and there, can't it, that can be definitive in a way you're not understanding at the time But maybe with hindsight, you look back and think maybe that was the moment. That run to the third qualifying round at Wimbledon if she'd got into the main draw. The ifs and buts, mind you, that's why this sport drives you absolutely mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nice.
She did a great job there getting up to it.
14,
Great
15.
footwork, gave herself enough balance here. When you're running forward, sometimes you really need to focus on the spacing because you don't have that much room to work with, but gave herself lots of height over the net, highest part of the net. Very important.
Ball T13.
The second serve is getting bullied. That's why the double faults have reached 3 for the match. 27% one behind the second serve. That's the worry.
Yes.
Yeah, I like this though. Take your time with the towel. Just give yourself some, almost like a reset. I'm a huge believer in the towel break. Just gives that moment of clarity of just like, okay, what's my plan here? Just take a pause sometimes, especially when things are going quick.
Advantage Aiava.
She had a strong end to last season, Destanee Aiava, which really helped boost her ranking. Won 3 ITF titles last year, 8 in total. She's picked up.
Yes.
Well, she was broken in the second service game for her of the opening set. Doesn't want lightning to strike twice here. That's why this game is increasingly important.
Advantage Rybakina.
And we can just start to see a little bit more of the pressure that Rybakina is producing just from her return. Destanee Aiava didn't feel this kind of pressure in the qualifying, but these are the little intricate details that you have to deal with when playing a top 10 player.
Left. Second set.
She was flirting with danger there, right on the edge of the service box. But it worked.
I think with Rybakina, that is probably the best service target that you're going to get, just right at the body, not really give her an opportunity to really attack you from the return.
That's a nice change-up.
Advantage Aiava.
Rybakina thought she might be going wide with that juice serve. She didn't.
Game. Aiava.
That might just be a little hold of serve to bookmark.
Aiava leads 2 games to 1.
Survived it.
Time. 15 love.
No sign of a hangover after missing out on that break point. So much pace and so flat. That's the difficulty.
Well, let me tell you, Sue, it is very, very difficult to handle because when I played Rybakina qualifying 2018, I believe, it was a lot. I had no words. There were a couple times where my coach just kind of put his hands up like, I don't know what to tell you. This is just too good.
30-15.
Dare I ask what the score was?
I believe it was like 2 and 3 or something, but I mean, it was a very, it shouldn't have been that close. That's what I'm telling you.
Did it feel tough out there then?
Oh, it absolutely did. It was one of those matches where it was 2 and 3, but you just felt like you just got destroyed 0-0. It was one of those. But you know it's not good when your own coach is looking at you like, I don't know what to tell you.
40-15.
But I remember after that match, I looked at my husband, and he was like, "Ooh, tough one." I was like, "That girl's gonna be top 10. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm not too upset about it." And I said the same thing about Sabalenka and Swiatek. Swiatek,
Game, Rybakina.
I called that she was gonna be #1 in the world after I lost to her, and I was like, my husband, it was on my birthday, and he
2 games all.
He's like, "Ooh, tough match. I'm sorry." And I said, "I'm not worried. That girl's gonna be #1 in the world one day."
And so it came to pass.
Yep.
usopen.org is the place to go for all the information. Highlights, interviews, highlights, reels, the draw, everything, and the results, of course, and you can stay across everything on social media too. Hashtag US Open.
Love 15.
Don't forget to use that. Wow. Well, you did say. You
wasn't
did
gonna
say
be long.
outside you went 3. I think it might be 3, the average rally length.
15 all.
And you were right on the money. Well, this is grit your teeth time, I think, if you're Destanee Aiava and just think to yourself, I've just got to hang in here now. Get to the back end of the set, you never know what gives.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to think, right now I have to just make those first serves. That's the biggest thing. Don't really want to give Rybakina a look at a second, especially with the double faults. We've had 2 already this set.
And it's a delicate balancing act, isn't it, between
40-50.
staying in the rally and not making the unforced errors, but not staying in the rally so that you just give her an opportunity to smash a winner past you.
Right, so I believe strongly in stay in the rally, but be aggressive down the middle. Like, give yourself a lot of room to work with, but still just be very, very aggressive with your technique. I remember Roger Federer used to say, the moment I stop accelerating, that's when I'm in trouble. You have to continue accelerating even when you're super tight in a match.
Game, Aiava.
Oh, she's keeping on very nicely here.
Aiava leads 3-2.
Continuing to
Second
lead
set.
the way, no breaks yet.
First set, Rybakina.
Chances either side of the set in this second set, but they've gone unclaimed. Oh, that's nice. Because Aiava just stayed put, and she had a chance.
15
Maybe the lob was the go-to there.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with someone like Rybakina. You know she's going to close into the net, so... But just great job from Rybakina, just keeping it very smooth when that volley. Didn't have to do much with it.
Yeah, I like this, just keeping Rybakina honest, just moving the ball around the court, changing direction, just giving her a different look all the time.
Yeah, sometimes you can get caught up with, oh, I'm going to out-hit my opponent that hits very hard, when in fact it's find something else to do because they like that pace.
Sensationally good.
There's unbelievable balance there by Elena, just almost waited for Aiava to choose her spot and then just gave herself lots of room to work with, lots of shape over the net.
Well, the winners have been accelerating all the time, 9 of them in this set from Rybakina now, 16 in the match. Climbing towards parity with the unforced errors, which sit at 21 right now.
That's great footwork there by Rybakina. Just made sure to take care of her feet, which is so important, especially with a short ball like that. You can almost get caught up with your feet, but did well with just giving herself lots of time to choose a spot.
Second service. Game, Rybakina.
Every time Aiava has a little peek at something maybe developing, well, she might have allowed herself to dream at 30 all. That door is just slammed in her face.
I think Rybakina has this amazing ability with that serve. She's just able to get herself out of really tight situations and even when she takes some pace off. And sometimes it just doesn't have to be that good. It's just the pressure that she gets from it. That's unbelievable racket control right there, Sue. That was a very, very small target of space right there, but just look at how balanced she stayed with that right foot. Great body rotation there.
She's just moving up to another level at the moment, especially behind that forehand. Warning light starting to flash a little bit for Aiava here.
Yeah, I was speaking with Christina McHale earlier today, and we were watching Swiatek, and we were just saying how these top players, you know, they get up quickly, 4-1, 5-0, and then you win a few games. And all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I'm in this match, and you get excited, but top players usually go like, nope, not today.
Oh, I love that.
15-13.
Got around that ball very nicely with the footwork.
Well,
she's doing a good job of staying with Rybakina, who's tidied things up really nicely. 12 winners and 10 unforced errors in this set so far. Turn that negative into a positive. Well, we're still there or thereabouts.
Oh. 14-13.
She's done an even better job in that department.
I think you mentioned this earlier, Sue, that you almost feel as though this match is in the hands of Rybakina. She's in control, and even though she's playing Destanee Aiava, who's trying her very best, you almost feel like it's really how Rybakina is playing that's going to be the outcome of the match.
Advantage Rybakina. Game.
Pressure
Rybakina.
tells. And Rybakina has the break now. And she's in
Rybakina leads 4
control
games
on
to 3
grandstand
second
here.
set,
2 more
and
games
1 set to
required,
love.
and the place in round 2 will be hers.
Fifteen love. Fifteen all.
Still only dropped 5 points behind that first serve.
$15-13.
And the second serve has been reasonably robust as well for Rybakina. 57% one behind it in the match. She's done that so well today.
And in very inopportune times, very tight situations in a game, for example, when she's down 15-30, 30-40.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. That's exactly what she's done.
Good tool to have in your belt.
Unloaded on that.
She hasn't had too many short balls today, Aiava, but she did a really good job with the moment she saw it, got her feet up to it, gave herself a lot of shape. Well done. And I love the fact that she was following the ball forward after.
Oh, that came out of absolutely nowhere. First time she's managed to break the Rybakina serve, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Love that reaction as well.
She's fired up. If there was ever a time, Sue.
That was the one. So, can she build on it? That's the question.
$15 long.
She's a player whose ranking has just yo-yoed a little bit. A year ago, she was 250 in the world. She was 500 in the world.
40
in
love.
July of 2022.
I think it's so great for someone of her ranking just to get a lot of confidence in those future events. Gets you a lot of matches under your belt. Can really help you confidence-wise, and it's just more practice.
Game 5.
6 points in a row for Destanee Aiava. Well, the career high for her, 147 in the world, set back in September of 2017. She'll be heading close towards that if she wins this match today. If.
Let. Second serve.
She's certainly back in the conversation in this set, without a doubt.
This is
Love
one of those
15.
moments where Rybakina has to just maintain that hyper focus and really rely on that serve, rely on that firepower. Her experience has to come through right now, because you just don't want, look at that, 7 points, 1 in a row. This is one of those times where you almost want to slow things down from the Rybakina side.
Well, the magic spell ends, but it's certainly been a mighty helpful one. And Rybakina still needs to be careful a little bit from here. Straight down the middle.
Yeah, you just feel as though shot tolerance has gone up for Destanee Aiava. She's just been able to make a couple more balls, really test Rybakina's shots right now. I think we spoke about that earlier. She was making quite a few errors, but now she's just honed in her targets.
Always on the front foot in that exchange.
30-all.
Yeah, the moment that ball was short, she just does such a good job with just choosing her spot. Huge target, and just no hesitation whatsoever.
She'd love that back.
40-13.
I think that's one play that Rybakina has added. Another tool in her belt is that drop shot. You know, so many people are just used to that firepower. It's just a great changeup, especially as an opponent when you're standing so far behind the baseline.
Let. First serve.
Exquisite feel on that backhand. And you know,
5 games
2
all.
points away from the
Second
exit
set.
door in that set, at this set, sorry, at 4-5, 30 all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that you'd know it.
But once again, she was able to use that serve so beautifully and just really rely on that power. The moment she saw that short ball, she was inside the baseline. That's when she's the most threatening, when she's inside and applying pressure.
Love. Love.
Well, she's just lost her rhythm on return. Quite noticeably. Aiava held to love last time around and has a chance to do it again.
I think that has a lot to do with Destanee Aiava just hitting a lot of first serves in those last 2 games. Haven't seen a second serve this particular game as well, so just taking care of her side is just so important, especially this late in the game.
Game over.
Well, she's into a tiebreak in the second set at the very least.
Aiava
Maybe
leads 6
more,
games to
another
5 second
chance,
set.
one more chance to
First set,
break the
Rybakina.
Rybakina serve. And people here yesterday, it was fantastic.
As a shorter person, I feel like there was like 100,000.
Love 15.
Oh, that is an invitation for Aiava, and
Love
she
13.
accepted.
Yeah, that was great. Look at the way that she was able to come forward once the moment Rybakina just had a little bit of shape on that. She saw the opportunity and just followed that ball in. So good from Aiava.
Yeah, she's mad with herself there that she just couldn't stay in the
15-13.
rally.
Yeah, this is one of those times where I have a feeling Rybakina's going to come up with a big serve. Get it to 30 all.
That's all.
Hold on a second here.
30-40.
Hold on a second. These errors that Rybakina has made, they've piled up a little in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And now she needs a big first serve. Of course, she finds it, Irene.
You called it. You called it, Sue. You know your
Yes.
stuff.
Well, we did have a chat earlier, didn't we? The great Mary Carrillo has joined us in the commentary box. Also enjoying our predictions today.
Gosh, that's what makes her so good. It's got to be so tough for Aiava thinking, okay, I have a set point right now. And
Advantage
then
Rybakina.
she goes and she hits a 113 down the tee.
She's seen those movies once or twice before, hasn't she, Rybakina? Still, food for thought. Not out of the woods just yet. That was a little bit wild. It's been a little bit of that, hasn't there?
Yes.
There really hasn't been much rhythm from the Rybakina side, to be honest. And credit to Aiava just making another ball in that point. Those unforced errors just continuing to pile up.
Oh, love that backhand. Rybakina didn't appreciate it quite so much.
Advantage Aiava.
That was just no hesitation whatsoever on that backhand. Great follow through. No.
Second time of asking then. Of course she finds that. I mean, there's clutch, and then there's clutch.
That's unbelievable. You have to give credit to Elena right now. That's just incredible.
And not a flicker of emotion.
That's even tougher to play against, I feel like.
Advantage.
Two in the
Aiava.
game.
It's Rybakina. It's
Well,
requesting
we
a replay of the call on the right.
Talked about the
service
fact she
line.
might need a helping hand in this 12th game of the second set. If she was to take the set, Aiava, she certainly got it with those two double faults. Wants to have a little peek at it. That just nibbled the outside of the line, didn't it?
Yes.
I don't think she meant for it to be that close. That was incredible.
Advantage Rybakina.
When it's good, it's just good. That's all. That's all there is to it.
When it's good, it's great.
Probably her longest service game of the match right now.
Gives.
Well, you called it Irina Falcone Hartmann, didn't you? You just looked at me and went, I think this is
man.
going to be another double fault. And it was.
It's got to be stressful for Aiava, Rybakina's coach right now. I mean, how do you...
Well, 3 of those double faults have come right here in this game. On we go. Oh, the almost, but not
Advantage
quite.
Rybakina.
Forehand down the line.
That one's going to hurt. It's the right call, but that one's going to hurt.
It's unbelievable. Just unbelievable.
I'm clapping right now. That was impressive.
6 games
cold
all
on a
second set.
steamy day
Tiebreak.
in New York City. And Elena Rybakina just wafts away set points for fun there and thinks, I'm going to close out the match in the tiebreak. That's what I'm going to do. And maybe she is. But Destanee Aiava has to process things very quickly here now, because she did have those chances to level the match, and now she's got to hit the reset button pretty urgently here.
The effect of the previous forehand, knew that
Rybakina.
Aiava was on that back foot, knew she was going to get a short ball, did so good with get up to it.
And if you're Destanee Aiava right now, you must feel like Elena Rybakina is hitting every line.
Yes.
Because it kind of feels like she is. Beautifully.
Yeah, I just feel there's just a little bit more conviction right now in her shots, a little bit more confidence after being able to pull out, you know, be down set point. You just feel as though it's actually elevated her game a little bit these last few points. Incredible, and just made it look so easy, Sue. That's that wingspan. That's just incredible. Great reach from Rybakina, great rack and control. But look at this important splits that she was there.
Destanee Aiava must feel like walking off the court, putting her bag over her shoulder and just leaving and thinking, okay, well, can't deal with that. Look at those net numbers as well. Because she couldn't really play that point any better,
no.
The Australian. She really couldn't. And that's what she's thinking right there, with that double fault.
Rybakina.
And she's pondering the 3 set points that came and went. They were taken away from her. There's no reflection she can make that's negative about herself there, because she could do no more.
Yeah, I actually think Rybakina has a 7-point win streak right now. Make that
5-0. Rybakina.
That was an incredible return.
She's won the first 5 points of this tiebreak, just to rub salt in the wound. We'll never say never and all that.
5-1.
Turning around at 5-1 in the tiebreak is a big...
That Rybakina has that wingspan, that reach, that racket control. Just fantastic tennis.
Seriously? I mean, if she's taken a millimetre out of the line, it's only that. The crowd have just seen the replay, so they will know as well. Match points are plenty here. That is a champion's performance from Elena Rybakina, the former Wimbledon champion, fending off 3 set points in the second set from the qualifier Destanee Aiava, who acquitted herself so well today out there on grandstand court. But the world number 4 is world number 4 for a reason, and a Grand Slam champion for a reason, and she showed us that in that second set. She closes it.